Some people like to say that it's the chef and not the kitchen. I say they're full of shit. Here's a picture of me at Studio B, the studio that I've recorded and mixed a lot of music in. It's nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. Now, here's a photo of me in a fancy studio with a large room, lots of rack gear, hardwood floors, sliding glass doors, a large console with multiple computer monitors. Now, assuming you don't know who I am, which guy would you trust to deliver a solid mix? And which guy probably has more experience with audio? Obviously, both guys are the same person, but the reality is, you're more apt to trust the guy in the second picture, which, by the way, if you haven't guessed already, is photoshopped. I grabbed it off of wikimedia.org to make a point. No matter how good you are as an audio engineer, if you don't have that fancy room with the flashing lights and a big console, it will be really tough to get high-end work. You're not going to get the big-name bands to come in and record, which then gets you credits and plaques if they win any awards to hang on the wall, and that enables you to get even more work. That is why expensive gear really matters. Absolutely, having a great front end is important. Better instruments, better microphones, better equalizers, preamps, and the most important of all, talented musicians. But once that audio is captured, you can get an excellent mix in the box as long as what you're hearing is accurate, and if you have enough experience to know what you're doing. I want you guys to watch the first season of the TV show Bar Rescue. I'm a huge fan of that show. Even though the show is about bars, you can learn a lot about consumer perception. I highly recommend watching season 1 because there was a lot more bar science back then and a lot less drama centering around the show. So if you have Amazon Prime, then you can watch it right now. I think Netflix might have it, but I'm not entirely sure. But if you do have Amazon Prime, you can go watch it as I speak, as of this recording. But I hope you guys like that. And if anybody thinks I'm full of shit, go on any studio website. They have photos of all their gear. They list their gear. They have credits. All that stuff matters. It creates a perception that that engineer is really good, which more than likely they really are. But the bottom line is that studio is not going to have photos if they have all that fancy gear. They're not going to not put the credits up. That's just not going to happen. They're going to put all that out there. They're going to list the gear that they have. So if it didn't matter, then why do they list it? Because it does matter, and they're full of shit. They like to say it doesn't matter, but it definitely does. And I'm telling you, the better that plugins get, the more I realize how important it was, back in the day to have that fancy gear, because absolutely the EQ plugins that I'm using now are better than the ones that are on the cheap mixing boards that I have access to. And that's why I don't even use EQ on the way in, because I know that after capturing it, it will be a better equalizer than what I have in hardware. Anyway, end of the video. See you guys. This has been Adam for RealHomeRecording.com.